Live folks with
Woo!
session one of the new campaign. Since y'all last session royally fucked over the last one
Woo!
in an
Woo!
appropriate manner, since y'all were villains, but we are starting anew and fresh with Awaking the Gods. Still an 18 plus stream. Um, but instead of a recap, I have the starting blurb for y'all. So, without further ado, the world moved on. It healed from a great war that broke it to its core. The war caused the gods to vanish, the architects as well. What was once a peaceful world full of magic was now a world full of strife. Only the lucky few could tap into the weave, and they were highly sought after. Them and those with tinkering minds were the ones that thrived. Everything that once was held together by magic couldn't any longer. Fleeing the world back into the Dark Ages till inventors sparked ideas and got to work. Over time, the gods were forgotten. At first, people still hoped and prayed, uh, but that hope died. Fewer and fewer taught about the gods, even less prayed. Soon enough, the generations came where they no longer taught about the gods. Those who sought out treasures would find old relics that went misunderstood if you couldn't find the maybe one historian that was knowledgeable on your continent. But then there was a change in the winds and letters sent out. An elderly man living in a remote forested area of Tegath sent out letters. Not all the places that got them put them up. Most thought they were a joke. Laughing, they got tossed in the trash. The few that did put them up, however, caught the eye of certain individuals. This letter stating, I have heard them. Their whispers. The gods, they speak! They didn't abandon us. I knew it all along. And my fathers before me, and him before him. We saved and saved, putting away money just a bit for just this time. The gods, they need to be awakened. If you are interested in riches beyond your wildest imagination, and an adventure no one else can beat, you must come to my cottage. Through the dark mire jungles, if you go far enough west, you can skirt around them using the coast. And up the mountains, just above the Obsidian Pass, you shall find me. Alros Squiggle Spring. I'll be waiting through 3 seasons. If no one still arrives, I will assume the world has given up and attempt this on my own for the sake of the gods. Their curiosity piqued, they started their travels. And this is where we come in, folks, as these curious adventurers first spot each other as they make their way up the pass. Who would like to go first in describing your character? Do we have any volunteers?
Well, may as well get this started. Um, You want to do yours at the same time there, old Gad, seeing as we're kind of walking up together?
Sure.
The a pair of portholes walking up. The one that is slightly behind, you see wearing a. 1 second, I need to pull up note. My life a lot easier. A gray-skinned turtle with a wide-brimmed hat and a black cloak, so slowly plodding along. Above the edge of the cloak on his right side, you see the stock of a rifle. The cloak is drawn in on himself, so you can't really see what's beneath it, but he's a-comin'.
And in the front, you see a more greenish turtle wearing a large, like flowy black coat that's rather red on the inside, with a large black hat with a large frilly red feather. Also with a rifle on his back and a sword on his side. And an eye patch as well on his left eye.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I will. There is also a centaur, a white horse body, and a fairly good-looking dude, upper half. White hair, speckled with purple, kind of like glitter in it. He's got a stash, a purple sash draped around him that has a whole bunch of odd-looking symbols. And that is poppy seed.
Alrighty. We have two more. Who's going next?
Fine, I'll go next. Nearby, you're gonna hear there's some little bit of scuttering and shuffling. Is this in a clear area or just like?
It's a wide trail. Basically, both sides are like steep mountain.
So yeah, there's this scratching of claws along the trail, and soon enough, this little 4 foot tall, feathered, almost looking like a dinosaur lizard, kind of makes her way and kind of sees the other ones that are taller than her, and just kind of stops and looks at the letter that she probably swiped, and looking at it and looking at them, and just wondering if they're part of the group that also kind of followed the letter. She has gray feathers, silver gray feathers, and also that flow into a dark purple. So it's almost a feathered velociraptor, if you will.
Alrighty. Last but
Is-
not least.
Is my mic working now? Hello?
Oh, hey,
Oh,
there you
whoa.
are.
I've been talking this whole time. I started I went to go before Raina, and then y'all kept going. I was like, oh, am I not able to be heard? The fuck happened, yo? I had to
was
reset my
wondering why
mic.
You were so quiet.
I I unmuted. I was muted for a hot second there, but I tried to unmute and go right before Raina did, and then Croven like started talking halfway through, and I was like, I'm not heard. No one can hear me. Oh fuck. All right, I was describing the short little frogman. I guess taking up the rear, the first thing you're going to see is the very top of a halberd, and then you're going to look down, and then there's a 3-foot tall, like mottled, mostly greenish brown frogman, completely devoid of armor and most clothing, save for like cloth wrappings around his hips and thighs, and a belt that is prominently displayed across his waist. He's got the halberd. He's got a couple of other weapons like strewn across his body, but taking up the lead in the very tail end, strapped with no armor.
So, is this a full-size halberd?
This is probably like a 3 to 5 foot, or like a 5 foot, maybe 6 foot long halberd.
Yeah.
It's double
So
his height,
twice
no
his
doubt.
size. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty sizable.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
And this is Tavish Ponscum. Little frogman.
Such a good boy.
I really like the last name Pond Scum. Like that's the perfect name for a frog.
He's my son.
So,
I'm just now realizing I forgot to introduce Captain Gatteradison.
Yes.
I forgot to introduce my characters. Well, Gar Iron Shell.
Descriptions.
The name, not the
Yeah.
description.
Who are you people?
Now.
But yes,
We should like walk there with you guys. No idea who we are.
you all kind of come to a joining point on your journey where there's really only one, maybe two reasons anybody would be walking up this direction, and none of you look like miners. So you probably get the sneaking suspicion that you are all heading to the same place. But how do you bring it up to each other? How do you greet each other? Are you all like awkwardly trying to stay silent as long as possible, or are you chatting each other up and all to size each other up?
I feel like the moment I notice that Poppy Seed is heading in the same direction as me, I'm gonna go. Oi, half horse. You heading in the same direction? Can I catch a ride? I have wheel legs.
Well, I mean, it depends. Are you coming to the same place?
Do you have the note? Pulls out the letter.
Yeah, it's about Whispers of the Gods, right?
Alright, that sounds like I'm hopping on. And I'm gonna hop onto the back of that horse. Back of that centaur. Same place.
And just
I'm
pats
showing
the
my
saddle. He's wearing his saddle already.
Hell yeah, I'm climbing onto that saddle. Looks like you came prepared.
Well, it's always good to give someone a ride, you know?
Gonna pretend I know what you mean by that and not some other way, and I'm gonna smile and we're gonna nod and move on. Turns to the other people. What of you? You heading the same way as us?
Seems to be about that way.
Well, there's not enough room for all of us on the half horse, so you'll have to walk. I'm sorry. I'm not actually sorry.
if there was any room to begin with.
Why did I picture him just like there's not enough room and just stretches himself out?
Leans back on the saddle a little bit.
Yep.
Completely.
I mean, if anyone does really need to rest, I can make a floating disc to sit on.
So you're one of them magic users, I take it.
I dabble in something. Yes, I am. The name's Poppy Seed.
Gar Iron Shell, as I extend a scaly claw.
I will raise a hoof. I know I got hands, but I will raise a hoof.
Which hoof?
Yes.
All of them at once.
Your hoof is going to be shaken. It doesn't matter which one.
It
like-
picks up hoof off of ground.
Oh my word.
Me personally, I don't know much about if the gods are truly real or not, but this is the biggest promised treasure I've ever seen. I'd be a fool not to go for it.
Well, and also the promise of magic and mystical adventures.
That is true. The mystical adventure sounds interesting. You can't have a good reward without a good adventure.
He'll stick out a scaly claw towards the centaur.
Captain Gad Radisson.
I'll shake it with my regular hand since the other hand is the hoof is currently being shaken. And what about you, little feathered one?
Well, if there's gods and stuff, maybe that help out with stuff, something, but that I'm kind of curious about. But we'll see. But like I said, adventure. It sounds like fun. It just has like a little bit of a scritch.
Did you have a name we could call you by, or should we keep calling you Feathered Friend?
I'm not a bird. My name's
You kinda
still
look
have
like one.
feathers.
not a bird. My name's Kari. You can call me Kari. Don't get my feathers. Just squints. But yeah, my name's Kari. Just kind of does a little wave with a little feathered arm.
Kari Gar Gadradison Tavish. Poppy Seed will pull out a book and just start writing down some notes.
Perfect. As you're writing down notes and you're all walking together, you do end up coming to a point where at first it looks like a simple cottage, but then when you get up a little higher to where some of the trees and just the height of um some of the side of the mountain kind of hiding it, you realize this cottage has add-on after add-on after add-on, just over and over. Some out, some are going up. Some places it's like 3 stories high, but the third story is like half over the second story, half over nothing. other than like a couple like pillars to hold up those corners. In the back, you can see through some trees sticking out over them is a tower that is definitely crooked. How it hasn't fallen yet, you're not quite sure. And in front of it, there is a very, very, very old gnome with a whitest hair you ever did see, that is kind of fluffed back and up into like peaks on the sides. Mustache and white beard that is clearly an attempt at upkeep. Have any of the proper things to actually upkeep it correctly. The biggest, roundest glasses you ever did see. And he is sitting there with a pipe and a book, reading, and just kind of rocking. He doesn't seem to have noticed anyone coming up yet. You don't know if that's because he's not paying attention, because he can't hear. Maybe he has and is just not paying attention yet because you're not close enough. You know, it's kind of hard to tell.
Well, maybe we should say hello. Hello!
I've got a roll.
Oi!
I love how it echoed even in the mic.
Sound effects.
There's a bit of a huh? As he looks up from his book, like with a little bit of a jump, and he blinks and like looks at the group of you in this dismay, like almost as if he's never seen people before. And then you hear that the letters. You read them? You came? You got them?
I guess you were the right
They actually came.
Right.
Oh, they actually came. I don't have to leave my house. He gets up and faster than you'd think this old bony individual should be able to move, runs over to you guys, just taking a hand to shake, and just thank you for coming, thank you for showing up. And he gets to Poppy Seed, and this gentleman is 2.5 feet tall. He's just
Raise his hoof.
arms like up towards you, just saying thank you. And when you raise the hoof, he just shakes your hoof like ecstatically. It shakes himself more than it shakes the hoof. And he looks to you all and goes, I assume you know nothing. Am I correct?
That's a bold statement, but you'd be correct in assuming.
I know what was in your letter. That's it.
Hey,
Do
I
you
know
like
literally nothing.
coffee or tea? Or both?
Have you got anything stronger?
Whiskey.
That'll do.
He gives a nod and goes, well, come on in. Get you settled around the table with your drinks, and then I'll start bringing out the scrolls.
How big is the fit through the door? Alright, cool. Horse inside.
Haun's house.
When you get inside, you realize like there are certain doorways that are like big enough for you to fit through, and that's like you can like peek into a living room area. You can get into the dining room that he leads you guys to just fine. You can even get into the kitchen, and through to into the door, like the room outside paces, then turn left and go another 30 and you'll find it. And then there's some hallways that are definitely only like the doorway's like 3 foot tall.
I mean, that's the best way to keep strangers out.
Yeah.
Perfectly sized for my little body.
I can't even like limbo under that.
I want to see a centaur do limbo now.
Like they couldn't limbo like as low as
Not
other
very
people,
well.
but they could like. If it was centaurs going at centaurs, that would be the name of limbo.
If we ever need to do anything important, challenge centaurs to limbo.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna win.
You will. I don't bet
Yeah,
that.
you will.
Hell yeah.
I'll be judge.
There you go.
As you all are led into the house, there are shelves and shelves and shelves of books and knickknacks and thingamabobs and just everywhere. Think Sword in the Stone Merlin's place, where it's just stuff stacked on stuff stacked on stuff, but also somehow like everything had its place. Similar vibes. And
That tracks.
he walks you all through to the table, and like gestures for you all to sit, but then looks to Poppy and like his eyebrows kind of furrow as he looks at the chair, looks at Poppy, looks at the chair, moves the chair out of the way so Poppy can just stand next to the table.
Thank you.
And then he brings over some cups and some tea, some coffee, and whiskey that he puts over towards Gar. And this he sets that all down. He goes, drink up. I've got to go grab some scrolls. And he takes off through one of the short doorways.
Poppy's gonna pour himself a cup of hazelnut.
Beautiful.
Ari's gonna get herself.
Did he happen to bring a bottle? when he brought out the whiskey.
Yeah, like he said, set the bottle on the table.
Okay. Gad will also partake.
Beautiful. There's a few moments where y'all are sipping, before there is rustling, and he comes back, and
Do all these questions really matter?
he
After all, I hope if I go feral, you make a bear.
goes, so I suppose
The moment we arrive,
first
even conflict.
I should teach you about the gods.
Now the thing, how much are you paying?
And
That would be very helpful.
yep. I think I heard a Gadradison.
Gad just kind of like mutters into his cup. He's like,
Oh, that may be a bit helpful.
He goes, well, there's a few of them. So, the gods are the kids of the creators of the world. We're gonna start there. We'll start there. Not really sure where they fucked off to, what they're doing, but I can tell it came in like a dream, and I could hear it, and it was just like it was a call. It was a call that I've never heard a call like this call before. And they need to be woken up. So you need to wake them up because I can't. I can try. I can't travel like I used to. These old legs, they don't work so good. But you've got Sinra. She was a goddess of nature. And he unrolls a scroll, and there's a drawing of this woman who's very much so colored with like green skin, greenish hair, on her head the biggest or horns you've ever seen, and within them just vines and plants, almost like they're sprouting from her as well. And he goes, goddess of nature, but also kind of like the harvest. And I have notes somewhere that she kind of helps with life a little bit, but that's not her like full domain. She just kind of helps with that domain a little bit. I think. Um, she's not the one that has the say. She's just the one that kind of will help pass it out. Is what I've gathered. So there's her, and then he opens up a different scroll, and it's got a lot of like skull and spiderweb motifs, and there is on it a picture of um a kind of like a centaur, but it's a spider body and a woman torso. Um and she's got a kind of long flowing top on, and she looks like she's knitting. And he points and goes, "Goddess of life and death." She watches the strands of life. She helps weave them together. She understands how to read them. She knows when your life is gonna go and watches over the dead. Throws open another scroll, and it's this dude that looks very, very muscular, long brown hair. He's got a bow and arrow and a large large cat lion, that's what it was. I had a brain fire for a second. A large lion next to him. And he goes, This is the god of the hunt. Also kind of like strength, war, protection sort of deal. He goes, then you've got, he throws open another scroll, and there's a picture of this woman whose lower half looks very, very wispy. And she's very blue toned. And hair also kind of looks flowy and wispy. And he goes, Shatia, goddess of destiny, or goddess of fate and luck. Most of the stories that I can remember, don't screw her over because she will fuck you up. That's all I can remember about those. Again, a big life lesson, really, with any of them. Don't fuck them over, or they will make your life horrible. Sort of. Well, I guess that's not. I mean, be nice and they'll be nice to you too would be another good life lesson. But also, you really shouldn't be a dick to other people. There's more gods to go over. I should stop rambling. And he flings open another one, and this one, looks like, a woman with flaming red hair, but then behind her, this large, phoenixy Aarakocra form. And he goes, This, the goddess of travel and weather. Themis, this is Themis. I used to say, like, if you were to travel, you would pray to her, and she would bless your travels. If you needed it to rain or didn't want it to rain, you would be like, Hey, Themis, could you not? Or maybe could you? And then, flings open another scroll, and there is this gentleman with more sets of arms than any one person should really have. And he's got two sets of horns on his head. In one of his sets of arms, he's holding a hammer, and it looks like he's getting ready to strike it down on a piece of metal that he's forming, that he's holding with his other hand. And he goes, this one here would really be great to wake up for a lot of people. He's the god of laborers. Like, he's the one that can actually like help you with inventions and stuff and building things and hard work. And maybe like blessing that hard work. And instead we're just doing hard work harder than it should be. And there and no respite, no rest, and it's just I think with him awake, it would be. I mean, there would still be hard work, but it would be like it would be more rewarding. And then lastly, he flings open a scroll, and there's just an image of a slug, not a slug, a snail, a blue snail. And he goes, wait, and then opens the scroll a little farther, and it shows this snail, though standing up on two legs and with two arms now as well. And he goes, this one, Ugasus, the god of knowledge and magic. He's a bit of an interesting fella. You gotta know everything, but I guess if you're the god of knowledge, then you're supposed to know everything, but also learn everything. I guess if there's any new knowledges found, then he's got to learn them, or he learns them first. It's an interesting dynamic with that thought process. I've gone down. It's been gone down a lot of loops sometimes. It's been lonely. I've been here by myself for a while. How are you all doing though with this information? He kind of like gives y'all a smile, like I'm fine. It's fine. This is fine.
Poppy is definitely interested.
Gad is pouring another cup.
I was just lost.
Finishing my latest cup. And tossing it back more and more because this is a lot of information to take in at once.
Okay, so what happened to them?
Yes. Don't know exactly. They just kind of vanished after the Great War. They were there for that. They helped fight and protect the world. But then after that is where everything stops for them. And anything we've ever found, in all the records that I have in here, from my great till now to me till now, it all just stops there.
Poppy kind of points around to all of the mass. Have you got
I've gone through. I've got so many things that I've gone through. I know a lot of stories. Um, I know that um Zedia once almost was about to try and kill Ugasis, but Sinra didn't let it happen. Brother sister squabbles. Sinra got mad at Otrix at one point. I mean, he basically tried to hunt one of her, like, pets, I think it's what it was. But, needless to say, so, I know what used to be their favorite, like, areas, or most frequented areas, I should say. The world's kind of changed, though, so some of them are a little, I don't know where they are now. But, I mean, it's hunches. It's hunches. I've got hunches. And I know they need. I don't dream. I don't dream. I sleep and then I wake up and there's no in between. But before I wrote the letter, I went to bed and then I was awake and in somewhere dark. And I just heard I heard that it is time. And then I woke up, and that was the first one. I'm like, well, it's time for what? It's time for me to be awake now. That's a little spooky. And then the next night, I went to bed, and then I heard Wake Us. And I woke up and was like, well, that's also spooky. Who is us? Who is us? Why? Who is us? Who needs to be woken up? I was confused. I was thinking maybe too many bedtime whiskeys. And so that was, I was not putting two and two together. And then they it was you're the only one that knows us. You're the only one that listens for us, that prays to us and cares about us. Wake us. We're done sleeping. So they're sleeping. They're sleeping. They were sleeping. They are sleeping. God sleep. I think
That's a hell of a laugh.
it's that or I mean it's gotta be that. It's gotta be that. I am too all there in here still for it to be anything else other than that. Or someone's pranking me. But who would be pranking me? No one really knows that I'm here, except for you guys now after the fact, because I sent you letters. Well, I didn't send you letters, but I sent a bunch of places letters.
Okay. Do you mind if I just have a look around your books?
I would also like a look at the books.
Well, I mean, here's some. These scrolls have some writing, but it's mainly about the god itself. There's also I mean, you saw them in the living room. You could around there all you want. Um, be warned though, some of them are a little precarious. Try not to cause an avalanche on yourself.
Poppy seeds just like right.
I say that because I
So
was once stuck for 2 days.
how are we gonna wake him up?
Uh, well, well, you need to find them to wake them.
Okay. And I think you're gonna show us the places so we can find them in those places.
I've got
Maybe.
kind of. I've got hunches as to where they were last seen. Like the most recent notes say that Otrix was actually seen last on our continent, right here. I mean, not right here, but right here, our continent.
I was about to say he built his house on top of Ostrix. Oh shit!
And then
Oh, you're right.
well, there's um multiple notes about um Zedia and her home being connected to the Hall of Beginnings, um, or something along those lines. Um, so there's that, and we know you don't know. I know. The books say that that is on the tallest mountain of Dremura, and the tallest mountain on record in Dremura. Well, that's that. You've got to. You're gonna have to take a boat. Are you? Do you? Any of you have issues with boats? Oh, I hope you don't have any issues with boats.
Guess we'll
Uh,
see if we do.
the direct opposite, actually.
Oh, well, goody. Well, because Bracken has the tallest mountain in the world.
I'm confused as to what that has to do with boats, but okay.
Because
Well,
we're not on the continent of Kraken.
You take the boat up the mountain.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought. See, the turtle has the right idea. I thought we were going on the boat up the mountain. I don't know how that works.
Very carefully.
who would want to take a boat up
I
the
like these
mountain?
turtles. They have smart ideas.
You just need to make sure that you use your legs and not your back.
If we all row in unison, we can probably get up at least halfway.
Yeah.
We'll do a countdown. 1, 2, 3, row. And then we all row in unison. It'll work perfectly.
And then we can have him pointing at Poppy in the front, try with a harness and pulling it.
See? It's
Poppy
perfect.
just has the look of what the fuck on his face.
Kari has. I don't know if you could. as much as you could by the corners of her mouth, has a smile. She's just going along with her fuckery. She knows that's not how boats vote.
You have a very, very, very confused Alros just staring at you all. The gears are trying to come, like, to go and trying to connect and make sense of things. And you can just there's smoke coming out of his ears. The gears are turning so hard and trying to make sense of what y'all are putting down.
The longer that goes on, the larger the shit-eating grin on Gad's face gets.
Just, there's a while after a minute, he just kind of shakes his head and goes, "So, another thing. So things that I've put together. There used to be a temple to Themis on Nearbeth.
Okay.
Have you how much did you all travel before? Do you know your continents? Have you looked at continental maps? Do they teach that in school still?
Yes, at least mine did.
I haven't been to school in years, but I have at least set foot on most of the continents.
Okay, well, near Beth, you know how it has it's the maw, the mouth shape sort of thing.
Yes.
It didn't used to. That opening, um, you know the uppy floaty land bits that are really hard to get to unless you can nicely convince a lot of Aarakocra to haul you very, very high, and it's frightening.
Yes.
Well, I'm pretty certain that one of those three actually has Themis in it. I would think because all of her the temples and things were on the Maw. The part of, well, not on the Maw, but in that part that is now water because it was lifted. So either Themis is sleeping with the fishes, or Themis is sleeping in the sky, and I think the sky is more likely.
Well, from how you described her, I would agree with that.
And then now, Sinra's home had always previously been a Nera, and so I would assume still there somewhere. And then, well, really, the only one that I'm kind of really lost on is Ugasis, god of magic and knowledge, but also snail and small. And where would his favorite place be? I don't know. I did find notes though. Gamphion's home or entrance is somewhere in near Beth. So maybe he's just asleep at home in his forge. If that is not destroyed, I would hope it's not destroyed, because where else is a god going to do his crafting thingies. If not his own forge, or maybe if it is broken, he'll fix it when he's reawakened, or something. And you'll have to figure out it's through brokenness. Um, I'll have maps for you. Like I say I have maps for you with like, I mean, there's not like a the god is here dot on them, but more like a the god's name is written across the continent or landmass that I think they're on.
So basically playing hide and seek with people who are sleeping.
Yes.
Fun.
Um, the more gods you awaken, the more you get to collect payment wise.
About that, you promised treasures beyond your dreams. What exactly are you referring to?
Well, as a collector of many ancient things, I have some rooms of magical items that have never been used because I've been trying to store their magic and usefulness. I also have quite the sum of gold, some of which is ancient coins, which would be worth more than just a standard gold today if you like find the right historian and his like historical group. Because for some reason they still care about old money and they don't care about old other things nowadays. But um, and coin collectors they'll go gaga over certain things. Um, I've got some gems. I'm also willing to part with a few shares of the mine out here. I I'm currently am a majority holder. Willing to part with some of my claims. Um, and making you holders as well. Depends on exactly what form of payment you want. As well as like I am willing to put forth towards like the acquiring of uh, a ship for you to sail from one continent to the other. Um,
Yes.
you've got to stay places and eat. So, food funds. I mean, to an extent, like, it's going to be me guessing what you all are going to spend on regular portions. So if you want to, like, go all out there and get extravagant stuff or whatnot, like that'll be on you. But don't you think the world could use some gods?
World's done just fine without them, but it might be interesting to wake them up.
So,
Tavish is going to raise his hand.
yeah, yes, froggy gentleman.
What happens if we wake up a god? Not biting me, cat. What happens if we wake up a god and they're a little bit cranky? Do we have to explain the reason why we woke him up?
Oh, you can blame it on me. That's fine.
As long as we don't catch their ire, it's fine.
I mean, they're the ones that made me have the dreams telling them to wake them up. So if they want to
know
have
what?
a tiff with me for doing what they asked me to do, then fine.
You know what? I'm going to blame it on them. It's their fault.
Well, there you have it.
Where have you been?
Gonna shake him awake and say, "Oi, time to wake up." Wee woo.
Any other questions, requests? You can always stay here for a night or two to think about things, to regroup. Regroup? You are grouped. Conspire? No. Maybe?
Might not be a bad idea to discuss the plan.
Did you mention a ship?
Yes. Yes. A ship will need to be acquired eventually.
Will that also come with a crew?
I mean, how else are you going to sail?
Will we get to hire them, or will they just be provided?
I
Gad's got his head just like craned towards this gnome.
there's a moment where he goes to start to answer, and then he kind of turn and crane the neck, and it just like he is now a little disturbed by how much neck there is, and he takes a moment to calm himself down. There's a
Just
big
like
breath
leaning
there.
at him with his good eye.
And well, I guess that depends on what's available at the time and where you end up wanting to take off from. Um I would basically be mailing, for the most part, funds to you all. Or you coming back to visit at some points to collect more funds and give updates depending on how you want to do it. um but yes, I guess it depends on what's available and where you're shipping out from, because there's probably some places where you might be able to hire exactly what crew you want to hire, and there might be some places where it's like, here's the ship and crew, this is it, that's all we got. I don't know.
Well, I suppose that's good enough.
He goes, so I think I've convinced you all. Yes? What can I call you all? What should I call you all?
Gad, with his neck still craned out, who reaches out his hand.
Captain Gad Radisson.
Cat. Oh! Is that why you asked about the ship thing?
Aye.
Captain Gad Radisson. Nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you as well.
And who might you be, feathered, lizardy, spiky one?
She stops preening, just like, oh, Kari. Oh my gosh, where was she from again?
I don't remember what you picked.
It was the one between the mountain and the forest. I forgot.
Where did I type it? It's gone forever.
No.
Did you put, was it in Conspirators Corner?
It's Wimborne.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's what she says. She goes, I'm Kari. I'm from Wimborne.
It goes,
Okay.
oh, lovely.
Yes.
Because I can't say as I've seen you at all. But I do go there for supplies sometimes. Usually a few times a year.
Oh, I kind of stay in the forest. More homey there for me.
I would imagine so. How that could be more homey. As well. Um I'll let you all explore. You are free to he points to a couple cabinets. It's foods in these ones. Um this has extremely worn me out. So I'm going to take a nap. After said nap, I can help you all more, explain more, whatnot. Um, But until then, you've got these scrolls, food in cabinets. If you want to start out right away before I wake up from my nap, please leave me a note. I will. One moment. He can hear the plip plops of his slippers as he goes down the hall and comes back. With a you know those tins that cookies usually come in, but like if they're at a grandma's house, they always have sewing supplies.
Yes, those are delicious.
That style of tin, um, they're also called bread tins. They were round and had bread in them. To keep the bread from going stale.
Bread.
In ye olde days, in certain areas. He comes out with one of those and puts it on the table, and it kind of jingles. And he goes, I have a feeling everything in here should at least cover the first parts of your journey. And again, oh, there's a child that has wildly appeared and like menace posed at me. What do you need, gremlin? I know Dada was picking up Taco Bell, I think. So he might be picking up you some too. Um, what was I? Oh yes. He goes. It was in that tin should more than um more should help than with the first leg of the journey. And again, lots to read through if you want. And there's a little wobble, and he goes, "Ooh, yes, nap time calls. I've gotten too overexcited and done too much and ran around too much. I've got to get to a bed before I fall asleep on the floor." And he just starts wobbling off down one of the short halls. A few moments later, you start hearing a kind of wafting through the house.
Strange fellow.
So we've absolutely answered the call of a crazy person, right? Like, there's no
Oh,
clue
yeah.
to this, is there?
Is it crazy? Without a doubt. But at the very least, I would like to see what these books say. Usually
Alright.
there is a touch of sanity within crazy. Even if it's where you don't expect.
I expect at least half those pages to be smeared shut with some kind of fluid. And I'm not assuming what kind.
That's the fun part.
That's not the fun part. If that's your idea of fun, then you and I need to have a chat outside.
Smeared shut.
I mean, I've
Poppy
seen...
gently opens a book.
Go ahead.
Tentatively.
Pick a guess what this
Yep.
is.
It's fine. Like the book. I say it's fine. Probably half of them do have coffee stains.
Mm-hmm. Coffee.
Um. Give. Gosh, your guys' first rolls. Anyone that's like going through books, give me like we'll say history checks to see what you perceive pick up.
Alrighty.
7. I'm not
First-
rolling hot.
No.
That's also a 7.
Oh
Hold
They
lord.
up.
really are twins.
History. Okay, here we go. First roll. It's a 16.
Nice, nice.
And that's only because my modifier is high.
You are the brain cell. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo.
Is
Let me see.
Kari or Tavish trying anything?
Oh god,
Oh
this is
fuck
tough.
no.
Let me see, hang on.
I have 10 intelligence. Fuck no.
Ready. Ooh! That is a 21.
Nice.
Never mind. The bird is the brain cell. Bird lizard.
The bird and the hunts. Except for not a bird.
The not a bird is
And
the
not a
brain cell.
hunt.
Not a bird, not a Hans.
Half a hunt. Partial hunts. And
The
feathered lizard.
not quite animal, but animal squad.
Yes, child. You heard me say feathered lizard. Did I not
Plenty
show
of
you my
lizards have
art?
had feathers.
Ah yes, the identity crisis.
This is Kari. Hair, feathered lizard. Tavish.
I just hear
Tavish
frogman.
Branscombe.
Frogman.
Frog.
Yeah, they just be sitting around making frog noises with the homies.
Frog.
Get 2 more of you, we could have a Budweiser commercial.
Um.
What's
So with
nasty, though?
the 2 people that rolled high, you like looking through the books, you do find different accounts of the gods and the gods helping out. You also would spot maybe not necessarily pulling out of the book pile, but you would spot basically different Bible-esque style books where it's like it is the holy book of one of the gods sort of vibes. And as you're finding and like seeing in so many different and also so many different dates as well. That it's getting harder and harder to deny that no, these gods, these entities, these people, at minimum they were powerful beings. At maximum they are actually gods, like is written. Um and um, you are able to find documents on um this great war that was mentioned, and you would also know they would still talk about the wars in, like, if you had any sort of like um past elementary school sort of learning, if you had an equivalent of like upper middle school or high school sort of vibes, you would have learned about a great war where um the way it's taught is basically entities from the sky came and fought and wreaked havoc on the worlds, and um in the history books it's written as, you know, we won, but at what cost? Look at how the world has gone to shambles. Um, you know, magic is dying, and that's still an impact. Um, it's written a lot as a um shit went south, is still going south. We need to find better ways to turn more towards technology and inventions and get that to happen faster sort of vibes. Um and um though in the what you're finding, like in these notes and in these books, you're finding things that talk about how um the world was warned about an incoming doom, how these gods, you know, bolstered the lands to help prepare as much as possible, and even fought alongside people. Like there's like a book that, you know, maybe Akari pulled out that is just labeled, you know, the Great War. And that's where you kind of flip through and find that information out. And it would also be of note that, like, none of the handwritings, none of the print in these books are the same. These aren't all like these aren't the ramblings of one person like making a bunch of different books. This isn't um it doesn't even seem like a, like, you know, hey, this, you know, guy's great grandpa made all this shit to pull one over on his family sort of thing. It doesn't look like that. There's too many things from what seem like all over the world from different points of time to have been pulled together for this to be some sort of hoax, is what you're gathering. How do you handle and relay that information to the rest of the group?
Oh, seeing that this is written from all these different types of people, I don't think he's the only crazy one. Or maybe he's been speaking some truth. I don't think he's making shit up.
Well, that both does and doesn't bode well for us, I suppose. Because that means we actually have to go out and do things.
Also means we'll get paid.
Exactly. Both good and bad.
Are you wanting to get paid and not do anything?
I mean, that's the ideal, isn't it?
No?
Get paid
Ye-
for doing nothing? Sounds ideal to me.
It sounds boring.
Yeah, that is kind of humbling.
You and I have very different ways of what is and isn't boring.
We're gonna get
Shrugs and
along
gets back to reading a book.
great. What was the one that was here in this island, this continent?
Teagith?
I
Oh.
Otrix.
Otrix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me remembering things.
Wow. As she goes to try to find more information on Otrix and where he might possibly be.
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, lovely.
Woo!
Oh, I'm proficient in this. Let's see if it helps. Trying to figure out, because it says I have advantage, but I'm thinking as to what.
On your character sheet, click the little advantage thing and it'll show you.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't portray here. I mean, that's still a 16.
You, while looking around, flipping through things, trying to find something, you end up spotting um a smaller book that is um it catches your eye because it's titled His Final Breath. And you're like, huh, this is if anything, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
And you open it and it's actually like done up kind of like a kid's storybook. It's got pictures. And um you read of this um valiant fighter, the best in and protector, the best in all the world, who took his final stand protecting the people um between the mountains and the jungles. For he knew how best to use those lands to his advantage in a fight. It portrays him fighting alongside his companion that happens to also be a lion. And notes that they were both struck down, and when they were both hit by a blast of these airship like crafts, they got blasted back, falling into a waterfall, and were never seen again. In kind of the margins of the book, there is writing of Otrix question mark. Who there in a different part there's who's a better fighter or protector than Otrix himself. This has got to be about him in on a different page margin sort of thing. And at the very end of the book, just writings of the someone's handwriting of if this is him, I doubt he's actually dead, but clues question mark.
Is there a map of Tegus around?
You roll me another investigation check.
Have I done it? That is a 14.
Yeah, you're able to search around through all the different maps and things and find one that's of just Tegus.
Would she know of a place of an area that had waterfalls? Or would it sound familiar to her?
You I feel like your family would, because of your area that you live in, you would have heard tales of a place that used to have a nice lake that was filled by a waterfall, but because it hasn't rained properly in so many years, that like you haven't been taken to visit it because since you've been alive it's been dried out.
Yeah.
Sort of vibes. But like the grandma sort of the family sort of reminisced about this once great watering hole sort of vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the information that she has and what she remembers from the stories, she is going to kind of point it out. Well, Maybe there? He's all dried up, but I mean, that could have been it. It says that he fell off a waterfall. Something like that.
He's just nodding.
Except the others, her two claws tip tapping.
The other two have gotten too whiskeyed.
Oh no!
3.
Tipsy turtles.
And Frog.
The frog is vibing. The frog is not opened a single book.
Turtles are just like following around the ones opening the books, just absorbing information.
Like craning neck to look over shoulder sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Just like, yes, this makes sense. It's only read like one sentence off of one page.
Ah, this book has words. I see.
Right. But when she finds, this one has pictures.
Tavish immediately perks up. Pictures, you say? Now that's a book I can get behind.
All 3 of us are back there just like, ooh, let me see.
Oh god.
Does Madison and Tavish share the picture book?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Sorry, you are now one book less in your arms. As they have snatched it.
Had pictures, it's ours now.
Well, at least they're interested in reading a book. At least one. And she's
Had too
trying to
much
figure
whiskey to
out.
understand words.
the whiskey
Pretty
helps.
pictures.
The whiskey helps the pictures move. Yeah, she's just gonna try and pinpoint where that area was that they had talked about.
Yeah. Roll me nature check.
Uh, that's nature 13.
13. All right. Um. With that roll, you're. How would 13? There's when looking at like the trip, like how to get from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
There's some red flags going off in your mind, but your mind isn't telling you what those red flags are. It's just your brain kind of going, be wary, but not telling you why to be wary.
Hmm. She's trying to think and make sense as to why she's having those red flags. But yeah, she'll kind of show the route, and she'd be like, I don't know why. But there's something we need to be careful about around here. She's squinting at the map, trying to figure it the fuck out. Why do I have a beware
it-
sign?
It looks like you're having steam come out of your ears.
Like she's just continuously squinting, and you just hear the tap 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 of one of her claws. Why?
I mean, I would offer to take a look. Eh?
You can if you want. Kind of scoots the map over.
Make me a nature check. Poppy seed.
No. Eh. Oh God. Wow. Yeah, that's the reason why I put this dice away.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was only an 11.
Yeah, the only thing you're getting from this is that's gonna be a hike. Like it's not an easy trek. Not impossible, but not easy.
Right. Well, I don't have any clue.
Y'all are doing great so far. It's beautiful.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get much opinions from the ones fascinated by the moving pictures over there in the book.
No, I don't suppose so. Whoops, I just opened up a program that I didn't want to open.
Are you all familiar with this at all? And she kind of waves the map at the three.
I've discovered something new. The more you drink, the more the pictures move.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Nothing else is sticking out to me. But if we have to go that way, then I'm
I would
ready.
be familiar with
Unless we
that.
want to stay here for the night and head out in the morning.
Could probably use a nap or two.
So you said you weren't familiar with the area, right? And she looks at I don't remember who was speaking. Sorry.
Yes? No?
Gad Radisson had said.
Getting kids is like, oh, so like waving the map around.
Am I still connected?
I'm just like,
You connected.
I can't
I'm,
hear shit.
I'm familiar with that.
No longer connected.
That would be a map. His head is like kind of wobbling around.
No.
She looks at him, looks at the map, looks at him, and does the little claw thumb up. Good job. It is a map.
The shell is like perfectly still, but his head is just wobbling.
I can picture the wobble perfectly. It's beautiful. So, You all decide for a nice rest. The easiest um person for this to happen would be Tavish. Because you are also a short individual. Um uh Tavish, you are able to like find one of the an empty bedroom because you fit down the gnome hallways.
I'm just taking one. I don't care. Mine now.
The rest of you, there is kind of ish like a couple guest rooms that are meant for bigger individuals that are average size, not gnome size. Um, there aren't any like haunts available spaces though.
Well, how unfortunate for me.
They never foresaw a centaur visiting.
Are there is it the mattress? Is there mattresses on the bed, or is it just like covered hay, or how's it go?
Like, um, um, what would those mattresses be made out of? They're I'm now just curious. Come on, Google. How did a mattress do in that era? What is a hair mattress? What do those words mean?
What do you think they mean?
Like, what? Hair?
Haunts, maybe?
Maybe?
Whoa, that's getting a little close to home.
Or like, maybe like in like wools, but instead of saying wool, it's hair. It says hair. So for the era that I'm looking at, it states that it's like a hair mattress kind of topper over straw mattresses. It's like a double layer sort of thing.
Hmm.
Okay, because it was like that. She would undo it and just like put it on the floor so Hans can sleep.
Aw. Thanks. I get plops.
Pop.
Plops onto it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You all have a wonderful, wonderful night's sleep. You wake up to the smells of bacon, sausage, fresh coffee, pancakes and scrambled eggs, and noises coming from the kitchen. Who would be first to breakfast?
Probably not the one who saw moving pictures. But yeah, she is. Kari is up and just smells the bacon. She's like, oh, and just zooms.
Zooms to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
When you get there, he says, I was wondering when someone would wake up.
So the tippy taps. It smells so good.
Do you want to ring the breakfast bell?
Sure. Kind of look around. Where?
He points towards one corner, and hanging from the ceiling is this like nice sized cowbell with its a string hanging from its ringer. So if you shake it enough, it's just gonna clang all loudly all over the place.
Oh, she's shaking it really crazy, like just hyper.
The rest of you are woken up by cowbell. Big clang, 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 just going absolutely bonkers.
Yep.
Just fucking wake with a start. Somehow.
Wake up to cowbell. Immediately smell bacon. Oh.
What is Gar's response to the clang?
Bacon. As I will start to shuffle my way down there.
I assume Tish is also an eager response to the bacon smells.
Tavish is en route to the bacon.
You are met with there's as you get into the dining room, there is um your gnome host, and he is carrying a plate stacked with bacon so high that if he was to put the plate down, it would probably be the same height as him. He cannot see where he's going. And is wobbling fiercely.
Save the bacon.
Poppy Sue just take the plate from him.
Yeah.
You saved the bacon. And now all the bacon is in your hands. What are you going to do with the bacon plate?
Take it over to the table.
I feel like if Tavish had gotten a hold of the bacon, he would have been running
What
through one of the
bacon?
short hallways.
None of you would get any if he got it. That's
Yeah, well,
his
the
plate.
Haun's got it.
Well, I'm gonna jump on the back of that.
Boing.
Thank you. Goodbye. Hops off.
After you all enjoy a hearty breakfast, he is, so, are you taking up the offer? Are you going to go on the grand adventure that will put you on the books?
I think so, yes. Just looking at the others, like, nodding, like, yeah, are we? Yeah.
Nods to the mouthful of bacon.
Yep. Just nodding with a piece of bacon.
Well, good. So, when will you be heading out? He's pops a piece of bacon in his mouth.
Yes. Looking around to the others.
Whenever things come together or like prepared.
Do we
Immediately
need
after
to do
breakfast.
any? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need hangry people on the road.
As well, that tin will have. I mean, it doesn't have food in it. It's got money in it, but you can get rations and things with that. You need more rations. There's a bit of a town both if you follow the road up higher and if you follow the road back down. Night, Goober. Sleep well. So, gang. What y'all want to do?
Well, I am prepared to go. If anybody else is ready.
Mm.
I'm about as prepared as I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Puts a bit of bacon in her bag. Yep.
I have eaten far too much bacon for one frog, and that's going to be the death of me. Alright, carry me, horseman.
Is there a word you would like to say after that?
Perhaps.
Wrong P word.
Oh no.
Well, this is an 18 plus stream. The frog is going to squint up at Poppy Seed. Carry me, please.
Okay, pass the saddle.
Oh, hell yeah. That's easy. Climbs up on top of the saddle. Alright, I'm good to go.
So is Kari.
Alrighty. So, we got a lizard folk with bacon. I almost said bacon full of pockets.
Magic.
Dirt full of mouth.
Yep. We've got a lizard folk with a pocket full of bacon. We've got a poppy seed with a tavish on his back. Might want to get that checked out. Could be contagious.
Yep.
Definitely has warts.
Definitely has warts.
Might end up being a chronic problem.
I'm gonna make poppy seed get warts at some point now.
How dare. Someone's about to lose their saddle privileges.
As long as I don't touch you, you're okay. Just keep it to the saddle. We'll be okay.
No. See, you end up touching him on that like one spot on his back you can't quite reach.
Man, that's gonna suck, because I poison people when I touch them.
Huh?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that aspect.
Yep.
One of the homebrew things I have with my froggy people is that they can turn it off and on.
Okay. I will not secrete poison into my friends. Currently.
Oh my god.
Smile.
It's not a villain's campaign. Calm down.
That's why Pip could fling themselves off of party members. Um. Well, y'all are off on an adventure. Would you um like to go up further into the mountain or down the mountain?
Well, which way looks better on the map?
Roll. Let's say survival.
Oh lord.
I'm actually
Alright.
proficient in that one.
17.
Mod 20.
Nice.
That is 19 on the die. 26.
So you all would basically notice that one pathway is better if you want to take like along the base of the mountain range towards the dried up lake. Which used to have waterfalls running into it. The other way, if you went higher up into the mountain, you would basically be going through the mountains to the tops of where the old waterfalls were, and I'd say you all rolled fairly decently. You would have noticed that on some of the maps it looks like at the tops of the waterfalls there were places there at one point, so there might be ruins there. But you could also, go to the base first and climb up if you wanted to go to the ruins and do it that way. It is up to y'all. How do you want to do that good travel, yo?
Which way is going to be easiest for the half hunts is the question.
Well, I could. It's not like I can't walk and stuff.
I know, but like if we go to the base and we climb our way up, we run the risk of having to leave the hunts behind.
Not necessarily. I
Oh,
can still get places. It's not like look, sheer like 90-degree cliff faces, sure. But if it's just like a mountain trek, I'm fine.
Sorry, but have you not seen Roach climb those sheer mountain faces in the Witcher games? Come on now.
I was thinking of Skyrim.
I was about to say, do you not know the Skyrim horses?
They climb trees.
They go sideways.
Exactly.
Now I'm just thinking of the goats in trees calendar. They make one every year. You can collect them all.
What I'm trying to make is, I'll be fine.
Alright, fuck it then. Let's go to the base to the top. That's my vote.
Ready.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Frog wants to go from the base to the tip.
Why you gotta word it like that?
Because I felt like it.
Uh,
And I knew I'd get a couple chuckles.
well, you did.
I did. Indeed I did. Alrighty. Who wants to roll perception as you guys begin your travels?
I could do sniff sections
You
if
want to do
one of y'all.
sniffception?
Yeah, she'll be doing sniff sections.
Okay. You can sniff snarf around.
Yeah, she'll be sniff snarfing or listening. One or the other. Hmm. That's a 26.
26. Okay. And my encounters is loading. Poppy Seed, want to roll me the first D100?
Sure. I don't get to roll d10s very often. It is a 58.
58. Come on, where the... No. No. Is it just gone? There it is. Jeepers creepers. Too far. 58. Ah. Your sniffception gets you first the smell of an additional haunts in the distance, but not like a part human haunts, a regular haunts. And also um the smell a smell that kind of like burns your nose in a fruity sort of way. With like a fruity hint.
Yeah.
Finely tinted.
She is. She would smell that and tell the others that it's up ahead, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what she's smelling up ahead. That's what she's gotten with her sniffception. And as a precaution, because she is small, she is going to kind of head into. This is a wooded area.
Yep.
Yep, she's gonna sneak off of the trail and through the trees or among the brush and stuff like that.
You gonna go
And
stealth?
Huh?
You gonna do a sneak?
You gonna be doing a sneak?
Roll the stealth.
I rolled a net 20.
You fucking Jesus. Y'all just see Kari fucking vanish. Like,
Net 20 for a net 27.
Kari freaking like, oh, I smell something ahead, and then just nopes the fuck out of there, basically.
Looks around with nowhere to hide.
As you...
I don't know about you, Tavish, but I'm just gonna stay on the road, to be honest.
I mean, you don't see me moving from the back of the saddle.
Just gonna keep trotting.
Slowly pulls out the halberd.
You clip clop, and you start to hear a different set of clip clops. And then you notice a gentleman not riding a horse, but like leading a horse that has side bags kind of hanging off both sides. With each side has like a couple pretty large jars of a very deep purpley red liquid. As the gentleman's like, yeah, coming up on you guys, sort of thing, gives a wave and tries to stick to one side.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's getting kind of towards the point where he would be passing by y'all, he does slow down a bit, and he asks if he goes, you don't happen to know of places that would like to buy fine wines, do you?
Do we happen to know of places that want to buy fine wine? Whispering to Poppy Seed.
Do we?
Do we?
Do I? I mean, usually in town, in a city.
Do we want to buy fine wine?
Do you want to buy wine?
Do I have enough money for fine wine? I mean, do you want to ask?
You're all like kind of looking at each other. He goes, "Oh, it's all right if you don't. The next town up, there's a tavern there that I sell to, and
Well, how much is a bottle?
a like, he pulls out a couple different um sizes. It's like, are you looking for like a more like personal like carrying size bottle? You're looking for like your average bottle that you see on the shelves in the taverns bottle.
Yeah, just an average bottle.
Because they're going for for 2 gold each.
Well, I don't think we're going to be going back to a town in a while. I'll buy a bottle.
Yeah, he got
I'll take 2.
kind of looks at the others that he can see. He can't see Kari. And then kind of gives a nod and pulls out 3 of the bottles. And exchanges them for your gold. And he gives a smile and goes, "Pleasure doing business." And begins on his way again.
Oh, probably should have asked him what kind it was.
The hope is alcoholic.
See, it does have like a label on it. I don't know wines well personally myself, but it is a red wine.
Gotcha.
What are those ones? Isn't Merlot a red wine?
Yeah.
We'll say it's similar to a Merlot. It's Dremura's version of a Merlot. I don't know.
Before the Finefoot estate.
Yep. Wine before the Finefoots took it over. Made a monopoly of it. Villain's campaign really destroyed that monopoly, though.
Yep. Gone.
Absolutely gone. But yeah, so you guys get your wines and keep on trucking on. I know it's an hour earlier than we usually stop, but I know we got a couple of sleepies because of how long work's been. With this being session 0, session 1, what have you.
Mhm.
Shall we pick up next week with more of your travels? Get Gaddy and Gar some sleep.
Well, just sleep
Yep.
is good.
A lack of pain is even better.
That
Alas.
too.
don't have either of those things right now.
No. Because this would definitely be a good place to stop before you get into sticky situations.
Yeah.
Well, say goodnight to stream then.
Yep.
Good night, chat.
Good
Good night.
night.
Good night.
Gonna eat chat's toes.